Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's episode. Recently, we discussed on human trafficking, but today, because we are just finished celebrating 16 days of activism, today we are going to discuss how men can support to end gender-based violence. Before you is your tutor, Dennis Orengo, human rights defender and a law scholar from Madare, Nairobi, Kenya. So, gender-based violence has been termed as a human rights in violation that is affecting millions and millions of girls around the world. And for this violence to end, which is also a human rights issue, men must be at the forefront in challenging this vice. So, for men to be involved, we have to mind what we are teaching our young boys from a tender age. So, it will be my pleasure to share with you at least 6 or 5 ways in which men can participate to end gender based violence. Otherwise, if you notice anything or if you notice any situation that needs attention, kindly feel free to get in touch so that together we can end violence against women and girls. So, the first thing that men can do to end violence against women and girls is to listen to the stories of women. Many women have faced, at least 1 out of 4 women have faced gender based violence in their lifetime. And this comes from likely quarters. So men should always sit with women and listen to their stories. The kind of violence they pass through at home, the kind of violence they pass through while going for shopping, the kind of violence they go through while accessing public transport systems, or even just in just normal public sphere. If we listen to the stories that women go through, we'll be able to fit in their shoes and we'll be able to understand them much more. The second thing that men should do to ensure that we help women to fight gender based violence is joining their movements, asking them how can we support. If you join their movements, you'll also learn. If we join their movements, we'll also be able to understand the kind of struggles they go through. If we join their movements, it will be a message to other men who are majority the perpetrators that men are against this violence. So joining their movements helps to spread a message that men are against gender-based violence, and it is a way of destroying the patriarchal systems that are embedded in our society, where girls are seen as lesser beings. The third issue that men can do to ensure that we avoid or we eliminate gender based violence in the society is to stop sharing materials, either video or written materials that purport to support these acts of violence. Whether it's sharing it in good faith or not, any material that purports to support gender based violence should never be shared by advocates or people who are advocating against gender based violence. When we share such materials, it makes the perpetrators feel that it is the right thing to do. And some people who have very little knowledge about gender-based violence will also see it as normal. So let us refrain from sharing this kind of information, whether knowingly or unknowingly. And the fourth thing we can do to stop gender-based violence is do not forget that women are the main focus of the fight for women's rights. Always keep in mind that the needs of women are the focus for conversations. And this also comes in a way whereby even we are going to elections or we are going to any other thing, let us always make sure that women are at the table in these discussions, that women are always given a priority. Yes, nothing comes for free, they have to fight for their space, but once they are at the table, let us not put so many obstacles to ensure that women don't get to the table where decision making or policy making are being made. Then do not be a bystander in the face of violence against women. When you experience or when you witness a woman facing gender-based violence or humiliation of any sort, kindly do not be a bystander. Speak up for these women. There is no weak voice while addressing issues of gender-based violence. Do not be a bystander. Kindly be proactive in ensuring that we stop violence against women. And lastly, think about the long run and maintain your support to be part of change. Ladies and gentlemen, women's fight for human rights is not a sprint but a marathon. So do not lose hope when you feel that you are doing this thing and you feel you are not going anywhere about it. Remember, this is not a sprint but a marathon. It has taken millions and thousands of years for the society to normalize gender based violence. And it will take, I believe, less years than that, but it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So let's keep on doing it each and every day learning more about how to end gender-based violence, and championing the rights of women and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our content today. If you have any more questions, feel free, or comments, feel free to share on the comment section and we'll get in touch. Viva Comrades, Viva!